We're in Toronto here at Jack Canfield's event at the Metro Convention Center, and for the hundreds of people in the room here today, we've got something so special to take back home with us. But for those of you who couldn't make it out today and who missed Jack at his finest in a full day, Jack, can you tell Toronto and every other area here, what did they miss by not coming here today?
A lot. No, what you missed was really a full day of looking at how you could take your life to the next level. Whatever it is that you want that you don't have, in terms of what is your vision for your life. And we looked at 7 different areas of your vision. Health and wellness, we looked at recreation and fun, we looked at finances, we looked at relationships, we looked at looking at making a difference in the world, making a contribution, personal and spiritual growth, business growth, etc. And we looked at our life purpose. How do we clarify what our purpose is? A lot of people say, I don't know what my purpose is. And then we link that to your vision so that you're doing the things that are going to fulfill your purpose. We looked at how to take our vision and turn it into specific goals. We looked at how to align affirmations with that. We looked at what are some of the limiting beliefs we have that stop us, some of the languaging we use, like can't, as opposed to saying I choose not to, so that we don't weaken ourselves. We actually looked at the power of our words, and we actually made one of our hands grow longer simply through intention and words to realize that we can actually have an effect on the physical universe simply with our intention. We also looked at the power of feedback in life. How do you solicit feedback? What do we do with feedback? How most of us resist feedback. We looked at the idea of being in action. We looked at the law of probabilities, which says that the more things you try, the more likely one of them will work. And so we looked at a lot of things. I'm just giving you like tips of icebergs, but if you would like to have insight into these things so that you can be manifesting what you want, because only about 3% of people, as we interview them, are living their dream life. And why not be one of the 3%? Maybe we'll raise it to 4, and you can be the cusp of doing that. And so I would invite you, whatever it is we do, whether it's teleconference calls or coming to my seminar in Arizona this summer or bringing me back to Canada, I'm open to all that because I am at a place in my life where I have everything I want. My life is really wonderful. I have tens of millions of dollars in the bank. I could retire now. But my commitment is to help everyone have a world that works for them, to live their highest vision in the context of love and joy. So I welcome you to participate in that work.
Jack, you, in my opinion, are probably the most successful author in the world. If you're going to measure it by books sold, you're looking at 100+ million books sold, but it's more than 100 million books sold. It's 100 million lives that you've touched. And you've taught us today that what is our big BEHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal. And in mine, it's to have 1 million friends by the end of 2010 and connect them all and inspire them to be the best they can be. I've got to ask you, what is that big, hairy, audacious goal of Jack Canfield at your level of functioning?
Well, let me first say, Ash, you got one more friend today, me, because I really enjoyed meeting you and enjoyed being part of that network. I have a couple big, hairy, audacious goals. Number one, I want to sell 1 billion Chicken Soup for the Soul books before the year 2020. I call that my 2020 vision, kind of playing off the 2020 vision of an optometrist. And we're getting very close to that goal. We've actually just done a deal where we think we'll sell 500 million books in China because they're taking all 212 of our Chicken Soup books and they're translating them into Chinese, English, and then English on one page, Chinese on the other, and they're going to use them to teach kids in school English using our Chicken Soup for the Soul stories. Another big BEHAG I have is I want to transform education in North America. I think the kind of things that we've been teaching in the seminar today and learning should be taught in school. There should be a life sciences or life skills class so that people know how to set goals, know how to visualize, know how to affirm, know how to maintain their states of emotional calm and centeredness, know how to manage their time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's critically important. And also people don't know how to deal with their emotions, they don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to ask for what they want. And in America we teach the 7 causes of the Civil War. I've never used that in my life. But I don't know, I've learned how, but many people don't know how to deal with relationships, don't know how to ask for what they want, don't know how to keep centered, etc. So I think that's a big, hairy, audacious goal of mine. And the third hairy, audacious goal is over the next few years, I want to train a minimum of 100, preferably 300 or 400 trainers that can take this work out into the world and be able to do levels of consultation. Like when the Navy asked me recently, could you train everyone that's coming out of the U.S. Navy, we're talking thousands of people a month, to utilize and put into their life the success principles. And I had to say no, because I realized it was just me and one other person I'm trained to do this work, and I want to be able to say, yes, we can do that, so that we can literally serve humanity at a much higher level than we can do now.
You absolutely need to duplicate a great man like you. You've inspired me by the fact that your books are being translated into these different languages, because I think that's the seed of peace on earth.
Yes.
It's what I'm visualizing as I hear you speak. And what I'd like to ask you, Jack, is if someone was to see this video and just find this, what is the legacy that Jack Canfield wants to leave in the world? What are they going to know about Jack Canfield, the man, by listening to what you want to say to the camera?
Well, ultimately, if you look at the largest vision I have, I would like to see the world be ecologically sustainable, because we're way off base on that one right now, and spiritually fulfilling. So many people are living in hunger and poverty and pain and ignorance, and to be socially just. There's a lot of social injustice in the world. And if we can make a world that works for everybody, then people would have an opportunity for education, healthcare, to live their highest vision, to contribute and to receive. And I think that's possible within our lifetime. I think a lot of the philosophers, pundits, people that are studying prophecies have said that the year 2012, which is just a couple of years from now, there's going to be a major shift in consciousness in the world. And you see a lot of it happening now. People are opening up, more people are interested in spiritual things, they're more interested. I see a lot of people. I buy clothes in a store where a guy is 55 years old, he makes millions of years selling top-end clothes to the rich people in La Jolla, California. And he said to me, I'm bored with my life. I want to do something meaningful. I want to make a difference. And we're hearing this over and over and over. So I think we're going to get to the place where instead of people saying, excuse me, what's in it for me, they're going to be saying, how can I serve? And when every one of us is in service to everyone else, you're going to have heaven on earth. And I think that's within the next 25 years, certainly, within our lifetimes.
Jack Canfield, a great man in Toronto. We want him back in Toronto real soon, Jack.
My pleasure. I'd be glad to come back. Thank you.